Hey y'all, what's going on? This is J Marie Booklets, and today I'm coming to talk to you about staffing and the health unit coordinator. So we know that there is a staffing issue in the hospital, not only with the nurses, not only with the CNAs, but also with the health unit coordinators and unit secretaries. We have a staffing issue also. And I think it's because a lot of the unit secretaries are older, because they like the 3 days a week. I talked about that in another video about the different shifts and the hours that we work. We have our 3 days, and then we have our 4 days off. So we have a lot of secretaries who are older. We have a lot of secretaries who are at the age to retire. And we have a lot of secretaries who are in nursing school or are in school to be whatever, and they are working as a secretary, but they're in nursing school, they're in school for something else. So there is an issue so it's not a consistent type of thing. So when you get someone who actually likes being a secretary and wants to make it a career, is few. And so there's an issue. Now, the only plus side to that is that you work a lot of overtime and you get a lot of money, but you get all the downsides and all the negatives and the cons to it also. So not only are we working a lot because we don't have the staff, but we also have administration, directors, managers who feel that one can do the job of more. So it's not that there's not enough secretaries to work each floor. We have some who have that mindset that all you need is just one anyway. So even if secretaries popped out the sky and could fill all the positions, they wouldn't want to do that anyway, because all you need is just one who can run up and down stairs and kill themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they think that all unit secretaries do is just answer the phone, which we know we do way more than that. So like I said, the pro is we work a lot of overtime, those that want it, and we get a lot of money. The con is you work a lot, you work alone, you are the go-to person, even though the nurses know how to do things, they act like they don't know how to do nothing. And all the stress that comes with running. I mean, the things that I have seen that secretaries were doing that they should not have been doing. I mean, and they will try you. I mean, we all know that they will try us. And then not only do they feel that they only need one, the hospital try to get rid of us also. So not only do you not have enough staff, but it's like they feel that they don't need that many. Now, I can understand if the technology was there, and no, you don't need, because don't misunderstand me, the technology is coming, but hospitals seem to be behind, because like there's no you can go to one hospital and that hospital will be advanced and have this kind of technology, but then you go over to this hospital and they don't. It's like, you can't go from hospital to hospital and expect the same care or expect the same technology, because they don't work that way. So hospitals, some hospital can be ahead of their time with the technology. They can be ahead in this area but behind in this area, and then another hospital can be ahead in this area but behind in this area. So do understand the technology is coming, that they won't really need us, but it's not here yet. Okay, it's not here yet. So, but a lot of them think that they just need one. So and so what they like, where at one place where I used to work, they would call in, they would have consultants come in. I think at least twice when I worked there, they had a outside consultant come in to look at ways where the hospital can save money. And one was to get rid of the secretary. So I know at one time when the consultants were there, I think this was the last time that I know of, they were going to get rid of, so like some floors had 2 secretaries. It was the one floor I used to work on, and then another floor. I think and then some other floors had 2. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, there were a lot of floors that could have had 2 secretaries. They should have. And one may have had 2 during the day, but 1 at night. And then the other one only had 1 during the day and 1 at night. And then the other one they were supposed to have 2 during the day and 2 at night, but they couldn't keep nobody. Okay, I'm not even gonna tell you what the name of that floor was called, okay, because it is not safe for work. But nobody, like, oh my God, okay, that floor used to have nurses crying, okay? And I'm not talking about the nurses that worked there. I'm talking about nurses that floated there. Would have them, they would break down crying. And the nurses would tell you, oh my God, I worked over there and I cried. They went in the bathroom and cried. Like, you don't know how many times I heard that story. Or people that didn't want to float to that floor anymore. I just whatever, because I knew every time I went over there, I was in overtime. So, that's the only way I got through it. But, that floor was supposed to have 2. Well, technically, yeah, well, and then that director had another floor. So they were supposed to have 3 secretaries, because it was 2 on this floor and then 1 on the other floor, because they were all the same department. They never, they did, but it wasn't consistent, which I don't understand how their own secretaries didn't want to work there. That's what it all comes down to, because they had more than enough. And then they weren't even, the one thing I always said about over there, let me just say, they always had a float secretary. Like, it was never all 3 of their own staff. They never, I don't think that floor ever worked one day when it was all their staff. They always had a float huck, a float CNAs, PCAs, float nurses, always. They never worked one day when it's just their staff. Never. Nobody wanted to work there. And so technically they're supposed to have 3, but they didn't. And they were working with 2, and it was so dangerous. It was a dangerous floor. Nobody liked working there. But they tried to, because it was 12-hour shifts, they tried to have both the secretaries come in on the night shift, the 2, so 1, 2, 3, and then send at 3 o'clock, so that 8 hours, send the third huck, who was back over there in the corner, send her home. And the floor protested that, because they said, we need our secretaries, because the nurses ain't gonna do nothing. They got float staff. The float staff don't even know where nothing is. You know how many times I went over there and I was like, what's the code to this and what's the code to that? All their staff is float. Okay, so who gonna, the float staff coming over here, and we had a secretary, and now the secretary's gone. Like, where the secretary go? We don't know where anything is. We're float. The secretary float too. But that's what they tried to do. And it was just, they just feel that you only need one can handle 8,000 patients on a unit, and that's not possible. You already have a staffing issue with the nurses. You have a so because they think all we do is just answer the phone. That's all we do, is answer the phone. I used to, when I would float to that one floor that no one liked, I would do more than their secretaries did, but I didn't do what I could do, because I ain't want to represent, and then they be trying to steal me, because I'm like, well, I would never went over there in the first place. So I would do more than their secretaries would do, because their secretaries most of the time working, you know, if I didn't come, they wouldn't have had no help. They would have been killed. So when I would come, I would do things, more things than they were used to, because you wouldn't have got this. Do you understand what I'm saying? They wouldn't have got nothing. Okay, nothing. And but I didn't give them everything, because then they be trying to get me over there and stuff, and so you can't give everybody everything. You got to keep that for your own floor. You got to be number one for your own floor. You take care of them, not other people. But and even in that department didn't appreciate it. That's why the secretaries, I mean, they had so many per diem secretaries. I don't understand. Like, you need this floor needs, they need help, and they got, I don't know how many per diem secretaries that would not go full time. I just never understood that. They had such a high turnover. Even I think at one time they hired like 3 new secretaries, and they were all gone. I know one went to another floor, because she was still around, but she wasn't on that floor. But you know, but it's because I think, you know, at that particular hospital, it's because they think all we do is answer the phone, and one can do the job of 20. That's why when I talked in another video, the video about the work hours and the shifts, when I worked at another hospital a long time ago, I worked 8-hour shifts, and then they were starting to transition to the 12-hour shifts, and they asked me if I would go ahead and, instead of doing my 8 hours, do 12 hours. And I said no, because it was 2 of us. It was me on one side, and then the secretary on another side. It was a big unit. And I was like, it was 2 of them, are not reliable. So I'm gonna come in and do 12 hours by myself, because they'll call off quick and in a hurry. Like, they will call off. And then I'll be running, I think it was 40 patients. So it was like 20 in one hallway and 20 in the other. So I will be doing the work of 2 for 1, running back and forth. Because I had done that, you know, a few times when I was at 8 hours. That is not fun. And now you want me to do it for 12 hours? No. Because I think the other ones, I think they would do both shifts. So they would do, because I did the 3 to 11 shift. So they would do, I think they were 7 to 3. I want to say they were 7 to 3, and every now and then they would do 3 to 11. Because I always did 3 to 11 with some other people. So, but then the one, I think she left. So it was like 3 of us that did the 3 to 11. And then those 2 did the 7 to 3, but it would change. They wouldn't have needed all of us. And so it would have been 12-hour shifts. Yeah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And then one lady, golly, they had a lot of secretaries. They had 5, 6, 7, and then the one did 2 10s and 2 8s, and then they only had 1 at night, and she would sleep all night. Yeah, she was the only one worked that night. Yeah, they had like 7 of us. Goodness, that was weird. That was a lot of secretaries. But but they were starting to merge, starting to go to the 12-hour shifts. I was like, no. And then like I said, I ended up leaving that job anyway. But there, I mean, at least there, I never really had an issue with the staffing. And then even currently, when I worked on the other floor, we never had an issue. It was usually every now and then, you know, someone would call out, but the secretaries were real good about working. But and then in the ICU, it was always, I was just the only one. But they was trying it with another floor and try to run up and down some stairs. Yeah, that get old real quick. I kept telling them, I said, look, it's okay on the weekend, because that part of it is slower on the weekend. I said, it's fine, I'll do it on the weekend. I'm not doing it during the week. I don't know how many different ways I had to tell them. I said it as nicely as many times as I could. Then I had to get attitude with it, and then I had to say nothing. Okay, and now, you know. So, because they try you, and they want one person to do two things. It will, you know, it's like, well, we're the same department. No, we're not. Okay, one is an ICU unit and another one is another floor. Like, no. Well, because I mean, yeah, we have the same director, but it's not the same unit. It's two different units. It's one thing with the one unit, you have one secretary on one side and one on the other. That's the same unit. But this is the ICU and another is not the same unit. And I know even in the other ICU, they technically, I think they were supposed to have, they had 3 nurses stationed. So technically they were supposed to have 3 secretaries, and sometimes they would have 2, but I've always, I mean, I don't know when they decided to have 2 and when they decided to have 1. I don't know what qualified. I don't know if their census had to be a certain thing, or I don't know. Some days they had 2, some days they only had 1. Most of, like, whenever I floated over there to help them, I was the only secretary. So I don't know, the staffing issue is just weird. Like, it's we need a secretary. Oh no, we got to have a secretary, but then it's like, oh no, we don't need 2, we only need 1. All right, but yesterday you needed 2. Like, what's the, I don't understand. And they're supposed to go by a like a census, a patient census. They don't go by that. They go by their budget. Okay, that's what they go by, their budget. Because, you know, like and the nurses, like when they brought in the consultants and they were like, oh, get rid of the secretaries, and the nurses were raising holy hell. And it's because the nurses, the secretaries, we're the least paid, you know. The CNAs make more than us. We're the least paid. You gonna save the whole hospital by getting rid of the secretaries and making the nurses do all the work? And you already short-staffed on nurses anyway. Nurses was not having that. That's the only reason why we still had our jobs, because, you know, they tried it. So then they tried to go around it with, oh, we're the same department. Oh, we don't, you know, because I told you in one of the videos how I got rolled up because I was on another floor, and they was like, oh, the census say we don't need a secretary down here. So I was on the other floor doing my job, and then I got rolled up because I didn't come down there and put a chart together. You say you don't need a secretary. So why would I come down there? You got 3 patients. And it's 3 nurses. I need y'all to work it out. No. So I got rolled up for that. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah. All right, I just signed it because I'm like, I'm so over y'all. Like, y'all doing the most. But staffing, it's just an issue. It's just an issue we gotta deal with. I don't see it getting any better. That's why the only thing I could suggest is that you become the best, so that they need you. So I was the best. You already know that. I was the best. They needed me. I mean, that's probably why they tried to kill me, and work me to death. When I say I was the best, they would back down. So, like, let's say the census was low, because, you know, we're here in South Florida, so the census goes up and down, and when the snowbirds are gone, then it's slow. It's slow all through the hospital. They cancel nurses, CNAs, everybody get canceled. Stuff is just slow. And when it came time, I mean, when I say I was so good, like, I'm not just talking. When I say I was so good, that they had it in a book where we would rotate whose turn it is to get back down or get canceled. Do you know that I would have to beg to be canceled? Because they would not cancel me, even though it would be my turn to be canceled. They would cancel. I mean, the one, you know, I had to bring it up in a meeting. I was like, look, you know, I wouldn't, you know, well, you know, between certain people, I said, I work 5 days. So I work 5 days, and out of those 5 days, I was supposed to work with another secretary. That secretary got canceled 3 days. How? 3 times. She did not work. She did not work from a Sunday to a Sunday. How do you not work out of 5 days you get canceled? Me and you both work 5 days. Okay? And out of those 3 days, you get canceled? How is that possible? And I don't? Wait, I didn't. My turn never came? Okay, yeah, no. I thought we took turns. I thought no. Oh, okay, you gonna send her home. They were supposed to cancel me. Matter of fact, they were supposed to cancel me, and we both came in, and they told her, oh, one of you was supposed to be canceled. And I swear to God, she ran out of there so fast. She knew it was her turn. Because they forgot to cancel me, to call me and cancel me. Yeah, they didn't do that. You know, they didn't forget. They knew what they were doing. But anyway, so look, the staffing issue is not going to be solved. The only way it'll be solved is if more people become unit secretaries, if the pay is higher. I mean, I love the 3 days. I love knowing that on that 4th day is automatic overtime. So, you know, that's my thing. A hospital is stressful, but you know, we got a lot of secretaries who are in school to be other things, or who are older, and then of course we're gonna have to deal with technology. So I don't know what the future looks like. I just know that we have a staffing issue, and we have, you know, hospitals that feel that we are expendable and that we're not needed. I think the ones who know that we really are needed are the nurses. I think the nurses are our biggest advocate. As much as we bump head with the nurses and, you know, get on each other's nerves and all this, they are our biggest advocate, because they know that if they don't have the secretary, they will have to do the work, and they already doing too much. So, you know, that's my 2 cents on the staffing issue. If you have any comments about it, you can put in the comment section below. You can also follow me on my blog. It's JMarieBooklets.com. That's where I talk about being a health unit coordinator, and I'll talk to you later.